Hello and welcome if you're new to my channel, and if you're a subscriber, a warm welcome back. This video is in continuation of a viewer comment response series video that I started a couple of weeks ago, where I was asked to recommend, or rather give my take on summer sandals. In the first video, I focused on sandals that are priced in the mid-tier, so around £250 and above, and also your designer sandals, so that's £500 and above. In this video, I'm going to be focused on your sandals that are your super brands, so they are priced from about £700 and above. I've got a handful of brands I'd like to talk about, and there are a couple that are particularly noteworthy, and I'll go into a bit of detail because they're pretty much setting the pace and tone of what is sandals in the industry at the moment. I'm Anesu Sagonda, and I produce educational luxury content for anyone after the finer things. So whether you're someone who is new to money and wanting to learn how to navigate the terrain, or you're into luxury but you want to focus more on the brands that operate very much under the radar and packing a mighty quality punch, or you're young and starting out in life and wanting to reap the benefits of buying quality from the get-go, then my content is very much geared towards you. My first brand is an American brand that I first mentioned in my hierarchy of handbag series. It's Tom Ford. And Tom Ford is very much a statement brand in that they'll typically use a lot of very heavy, ornate accessories with their items. So think of, for example, a dress, a jacket, a top will come with a very heavy, chunky gold zip, and it just adds an edginess to what are typically timeless designs that they create. That also translates into their handbags and also the shoes. They don't have a massive selection of shoes, but the range I'd like to zone in on is the naked sandal. The naked sandal is a style, strap across the toes, that every single brand has their own take of. But I particularly like the Tom Ford one because it comes in a two-tone color combination. Every single sandal comes with either a gold metal spiked stiletto heel and then a range of classic colors. So think of black, there's cream, there's beige, there's a gold snakeskin. So you have that edginess of the spiked gold metal heel, giving real boss lady power dressing vibes, fused with just the simplicity, the elegance of just the strap across the front. Wear it with a very simple outfit on top, and all the attention just goes on that metal spike and just elevates that outfit incredibly well. Next brand is one of the two that I mentioned in the beginning that have been responsible for shaping the industry. It's an Italian brand called Bottega Veneta, and their first rose to prominence 3 or 4 years ago when Daniel Lee arrived as the new creative director, and he was responsible for the pouch. The pouch has been the best-selling handbag for Kering as a group, and it's a style that pretty much every brand has gone on to copy. They've done it again with their square-toed sandals, come in a whole slew of variations. You have the strappy sandals, flat and high-heeled. You have the sandals with the Swarovski crystals. You have the sandals with the leather net and chain on them. You have the strappy sandals. You have the open back sandals. You have the peep toe sandals. You have a whole slew of different styles. But what I want to focus on is this season's shoe. It's a strappy sandal, comes in 2 options. There's the flat and also the high-heeled. What stood out is the style, the colors, great range of colors. It's a plume of feathers on the front. Makes it a fairly delicate shoe in that the colors are quite bright, they're bold, and it's a delicate accessory. You can only wear it in good weather. If it got rained on, it would be ruined. You'd see the stains, the water stains, for example. So it's not a shoe you typically can wear all the time. You don't want the plume to fall or the feathers to collapse. But what really stood out is when I tried both of them on, firstly, the flat pair, very comfortable. I could spend all day walking around in them. The high-heeled pair, totally different ball game. They are the most uncomfortable pair of shoes I've ever put on because the toe part where the the plume is attached is horrendously uncomfortable. And I don't know if they actually tried the shoes on when they were being created, but it's so uncomfortable. Even when you're sitting down and not putting any pressure on the sandal, it feels uncomfortable. And then the added pressure of you stand up and you're walking around, you could not walk around for an extended period of time in those sandals. Add on the fact that they're very delicate, the plume of feathers on top, and at £900, I would be really upset. The colors are fantastic, but these shoes are incredibly uncomfortable. If you're going to go for anything, go for the flat version. What I would recommend though from Bottega is their strappy sandals. You can't go wrong with those. And then the other pair is also the open toe sandals with the thick leather strap on top in their signature intrecciato. Incredibly comfortable. It is very well padded on the bottom, so the balls of your feet are very well padded and protected. The style is fun. It's a big chunky shoe. It's very comfortable. Your foot is very well contained. But my concern, it's priced at £900, is that it has the bobbled sole on the bottom where the balls of your feet are. Once that runs through, you can't go to a normal cobbler because of the style. Do you go back to Bottega? Do they charge for their repairs? I know Prada don't, but Bottega do. And if you're spending £900 on a pair of shoes, I wouldn't want to spend a lot of money again on repairs. Type of shoe that's very comfortable, will go well with a range of outfits, and for £900, I would wear it to death all summer. The next brand I'd like to talk about is an American brand called The Row. First spoke about The Row in my video where I talked about brands favored by the wealthy. I'm going to attach that video above. And The Row is amazing when it comes to your basics, whether it is clothing items, it is handbags, it is shoes. They do them very well. The craftsmanship, the quality of the materials, it's phenomenal. Looking specifically at their shoes, they do boots very well. I'll talk about them later in the year, but looking at summer sandals, if you would like to invest in a solid pair of strappy sandals, you can afford it, you have the budget. Theirs are priced at £800. I would unreservedly say go for it. You're paying for supreme comfort, for quality in terms of the quality of the leather, the construction, it's comfortable, the craftsmanship, how it's sewn, how it's made. It's a phenomenal all-round product. Even the thong bit, it is very comfortable, it is reinforced, so it is going to last a very long time, if not your entire lifetime. You'd be more inclined to give the shoes away than to stop wearing them because they have fallen apart. Over the years, they've come in a whole range of very colorful strappy options. But this season, I guess due to the pandemic, everywhere I went, whether it was Harrods, Harvey Nichols, Selfridges, they had them in the same style, two colors, a cream version and also a brown version with a kitten heel that was concave. So a slightly different quirky design element, but a phenomenal strappy sandal, which I would never hesitate to recommend. The only other place that had slight variation was Harvey Nichols, where they had the flat version of the sandal. My next two brands are very much about the wow factor. They are more your occasion shoes, the type of styles that you would wear to your big occasions, a wedding, a birthday, somewhere where you want real glam and glitz to your outfit. First brand is a Georgian brand called Mach and Mach, and the second is an Italian brand called Rene Caovilla. Mach and Mach is focused around a signature oversized bow. Their shoes are typically pointed and they come either in an option with an open back, or you have the pointed with the oversized bow, and then they have the embellished ties around the ankle. So depending on what you like. Tried on the shoes. Of all the designer super brands that I tried on, they were the most uncomfortable in that they didn't offer any padding to the balls of my feet, and that's something that's important to me. I'm not somebody who can stand in heels for a long period of time. I just have what I call normal arches. Brands such as Bottega Veneta and Saint Laurent are great for people with high arches, and therefore they fare a lot better with shoes that may not be as padded, but they didn't offer any padding, and I didn't feel as enclosed, as well contained, as supported in the shoe. They're priced at around £900, your starting price. The second brand, Rene Caovilla, very different in that they don't have one particular style. They have a range of different Swarovski embellished styles, whether it is an open toe sandal, it's a pointed sandal that's enclosed with an open back. They have a whole range. But what really stood out is when I tried them on, unfortunately I don't have a visual for this particular one, the comfort was in between, for example, Match and Match and Manolo Blahnik. It wasn't on the same level of padding as Manolo, for example, but I felt better supported in the Rene Caovilla. And something else worth noting is when I looked at the embellishments and how well attached they looked and felt, by a long shot, Rene Caovilla was the more robust, almost bulletproof. I almost feel like it'll be very difficult for you to lose any of the crystals on the shoes. They're less inclined to come off unless you really scuff them quite heavily, whereas the Match and Match were a lot more delicate and more inclined to come off with wear and tear, literally just fall off. So something for you to bear in mind. And the Match and Match shoes have done fantastically well off the back of social media. They've been worn by Dua Lipa. She has 70 million plus followers on Instagram, Kylie Jenner with over 250 million followers, and the brand has done fantastically well off the back of that. Rene Caovilla is very much a brand that operates under the radar. It's a brand I've known for years, but very few people know about it. You will rarely see it out and about. Stock is limited. Even when I look on your online retails, Farfetch, for example, you have to source stock from far-flung places such as Hong Kong, for example, and I'm in Europe. But in terms of the comfort, in terms of just how well attached the embellishments are, Rene Caovilla is a far superior product from the craftsmanship, the quality, in comparison to Match and Match. Match and Match prices are £900 plus, and for Rene Caovilla, you're looking at £800 plus, but it's a much better all-round product. But it depends very much on the style you're after. Both brands are not the type of, they don't offer the type of styles that you typically wear every day. So what are the chances of you wearing these shoes day in, day out? It's highly unlikely. So whichever pair you go for, usage is typically going to be light, but the better made is Rene Caovilla. My final brand is the second of the two that I initially mentioned that have been responsible for shaping the pace, the tone, the style of the industry. It's an eponymously named brand called Amina Muaddi. Amina herself is half Jordanian, half Romanian. The shoes are designed in Paris and they're created in Italy. And she is single-handedly behind elevating the whole perspex look and also the flared heel, which is her signature. In the past, there have been your more under-the-radar brands such as Manolo Blahnik that have had shoes with a slim version of the flared heel. But Amina Muaddi has literally made it mainstream. There's also another designer, a shoe designer called Caroline Gross, and she's focused on your more bespoke, made-to-measure shoes at the very top end of the market. So think of, for example, your ready-to-wear shoes that start at £3,500. She uses the thick flared heel as part of one of her signature looks. But Amina has made it mainstream, and a lot of brands have copied not just the heel, but also the perspex look. Her shoes are incredibly well made. They are very much in the super brand division. So that is £700 and above. But her brand is a new brand. So it doesn't have the heritage you would expect of a super brand. She has been very, very clever in how she started her brand just a few years ago and also how it has gained momentum. I remember first seeing the brand out and about 3 years ago and speaking to retailers, and a lot of them would say, a lot of teething problems, embellishments falling off and so forth. And they'd always give feedback to Amina and she'd always react to it. Come back the next season with a bigger, better product. But what has also happened is with each year, prices have gone up. So when I first noticed her shoes, they were £500. Next year, £600. And this year, they're starting at around the £700 mark. Incredibly pricey, but you're getting a phenomenal product. My only reservation with Amina is the fact that it's perspex, it's plastic, and you're paying £700 plus for perspex. But when you look at the brand, how she has created it, it's been incredibly smart, and her success is entirely warranted. When she started the brand, she would advertise it herself, and she still does. Wear the shoes, post visuals. She'd also get celebrities, your big clout Instagram celebrities such as Kim Kardashian with over 250 million followers, Rihanna with over 100 million followers, and they would post visuals of the shoes before they were available. Once the shoes had become available, everybody was just desperate for the shoes. Waiting lists were out of control, and shoes would sell out. And that way, she's always able to maintain a situation where demand far exceeded supply. But regardless, she has been amazing in terms of building brand equity, a concept I've spoken about in a video I'm going to touch above. And brand equity is essentially the value of a brand, and it's determined by the consumer, our perception of the brand. And brand equity can be both positive, it can be negative, but in Amina's case, it's incredibly positive. The celebrities she has aligned her brand with, Rihanna, Kim K, are celebrities millions of people look up to. And we look up to celebrities. We indulge as consumers in luxury because we want to identify with the identity, with whatever that brand is associated with. And with the massive followings they have between the two of them, almost 400 million between Rihanna and Kim K, it's ensured her brand is at the forefront. People want a piece of Kim K and Rihanna, and the only way they can do that is through her shoe. But regardless, the shoe is super brand quality in terms of the construction, the material she's used. It's luxurious, it's feminine in terms of the look, it's versatile, the styles. She has a flat pair that would work very well, date night outfit with jeans. Same pair of shoes can be worn by somebody who's maybe a little more mature, who wants a flatter heel, but a shoe that's still high glamour, that would work well with already an ornate aso ebi or an ashoke. And they're super edgy. They're at the forefront of fashion, of trend. They're setting the pace and tone. Amina Muaddi is a brand that is just wowing the industry. She's setting the pace, the tone confidently. She herself says each shoe is very carefully designed and crafted to ensure that the wearer is confident and empowered. She wants people to feel good in her shoes, and you will. The look, the feel, the quality, the construction, it is top dollar. It's worth every bit. My only issue is its perspex, but it's a personal thing. The look, the feel, I cannot fault the shoe. Any questions about any of the brands I've discussed in this video, let me know. They're the brands right at the top end of the market, and they're setting the pace in the industry. As always, do let me know in the comments down below if you have any further questions, but do share this video with anyone with an interest in the brands that operate very much under the radar, packing a mighty quality punch. And of course, subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. Thank you for watching, and take care.